Well, don't say I only showed the good bits. That was fun, wasn't it? So that's the incoming main over there, and it started pinholing. So I said to Adzol, can we break this up and I'll try and sort that pinhole that comes out from there. Must have, as I turned that off, it's wobbled it, and you can feel the corrosion around it. So anyway, I started going outside to the stopcock, and the stopcock out there, right, has there's no key on it. So I had to get my Nipex twin grips and try and turn it off. But as I was turning it off, Adam went right through the other pipe. He's going, help! Help me! Hey, look at this. Look, it's all flooded out everywhere. Luckily, it's the garage. So it's just poured outside, but... his t-shirt is so...
Top tip! Take your t-shirt off and throw it
So...
You having a sandwich? Shop?
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut this in and then I'm gonna stop. So now we've exposed that. Ads has done a lovely job there. I'll let you hit that one. That's what he hit there. That's what will come up. I'm gonna cut a new one and cut a new lever valve in. Look, nothing's ain't been protected or anything. Fucking cowboys. Well, just slowly having a sort out on this. Just the water everywhere and the mess is just driving me nuts. So just cleaning this up quickly. I've got that on now. Now that was like a bit of imperial pipe there, so my end feed fittings didn't get on there, but the press fit fitting did. So I had a couple of them fittings from Lawton's. So, oh my god, see what I mean? I just hate working in mess. Oh, but these press fittings from Lawton's, the black ends are fantastic. They're so good. Definitely the best press fittings I've used. So yeah, I'm gonna clean all this up. What I've done is, for the minute, put a new lever valve in on the incoming. I know I'm gonna do check valves and everything later. This is just to get the water back on. That is an old, that was the, there was a stopcock, a backwards stopcock on there. And that used to feed this up here. So this pipe kind of like runs behind here and through there and pops out here. So I'm going to leave that in because what I'm going to do is run a new outside tap in, because that's the old outside tap there, but obviously chiseled through that on the floor, so that's going to be made redundant. I'm going to come down here. I've also at some point going to tee off this and feed the Powertank, but for the minute just want to get water back on. What I've done is I've put another lever this way for the time being, because I believe, I'm not 100% yet, just while I add that quickly, I'll just run another supply this way. I think one of these, so I'll clear all these bottles out of the way, but one of these two here, I think that runs to the downstairs loo, which is, oh God, you know what I mean? I just want to clean this up and push it all back, and then got my working space again. I'm pretty certain them two are hot and cold, and they come down and sort of go over on the piss, can't see it, into here, and then like feed that and that. So this is obviously the site toilet. I'd love to get this working again, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to go temporarily and go see if it's one of them two, and then connect that back up again, and then we've got a toilet, which would be nice. Right, let's get this cleaned up because it's driving me bonkers. Right, before I turn my radio back on, so as you know, look, it's nice, it's all bloody dry in here now, because see down here, so you saw I did that, didn't you? Right, I just can't remember what I bloody put on YouTube, right? And then in here, what I had to do last night was get this done, round, repiped. I nicked the old backplate elbow for that outside tap, because obviously, as we know, went through that in the floor, so robbed the backplate off there. I'll put it on there. I didn't have the one with the pipe out here. I was just trying to get some water back on, so drilled that through. Got that on, little lever valve and a drain off for freezing, obviously. Bent that round there, and what I've done is I've just brought this down for the minute, because I'm gonna have a power tank and stuff. So I've got that water back on, and then I thought this pipe went in there, down in the floor, and then fed along there to the utility sink. So I was like, oh, brilliant, I'll get them a sink working. So got some speed fit out, connected, cleaned all that up, connected that on there. As I turned it on, I ran around there because I opened the tap. Nothing come through, and I run back out here, mate, and all this again was just full up with water. I was like, oh, for God's sake. And it was coming out of, I think, this one. I think it was coming out of there, or that one, I don't know. But it was bloody everywhere, so I had to sort it out. Nightmare. Right, so I've got that on the wall up there. That's flue snugs, just the absolute best. So you can see 245s just to offset that back round, because out here, essentially where that gas pipe is, we've got a stack here, and then obviously got the chimney there, so that's pulled it through there. So I've brought that forward because it's got to be 200mm from internal corner. So not, you know what I mean, doesn't look great, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So and then you've got to have 600 from the boundary, as long as it's not a nuisance. So I've just tucked it as, you know, as close to that edge as possible, and then that should be absolutely fine. So got that in there. I like getting the flue done first. I think you're mad not to do that first. Do it at the very start. Just got to put the screws in on the side. And then, as you can see, I've got these 4 pipes in, so flow, return, hot and cold. That's going to be flow for the rads upstairs, and then hot and cold, whatever order I've done them in. I've just banged them through 100mm gaps. And now I'm going to make up the boiler. So what you get is you get a back section here, and then essentially this is the 40kW combi that bolts onto that. So that's your aqua store behind. So you've got a little PRV for the aqua store at the back there, so it's there so you can see it. It just allows for a higher flow rate on the hot water, this little aqua store. Also stops if you've got like say a couple of taps on, especially with a Powertank, as well as it's probably one of my favourite setups. It gets rid of that slight dip in pressure. You know, normally if you're a combi boiler and someone's got a tap on upstairs and someone opens a tap on downstairs, it normally cuts it right off, but it still cuts it off a little bit, but not as much. It's not as noticeable, so that's why I like it. So right then, let's do the boring bit and make this all up. What you have to do on this is they make it very clear and easy. You follow it in order. So that's why they number it. So I'm gonna start on number 1, okay? And then I'll do number 2, which is that one. So it's because it goes up above the other pipes, you have to do them first and then the ones underneath, essentially. So just something to note there. Right, I'm not gonna time that. I've time-lapsed this so many times, it's a bit boring, so I'm just gonna get it done. I'll show you afterwards. Also, quickly, just before I start this, one thing to note. So these are the leads, X12, X31, that they go onto the aqua store at the back. So to plug this into the PCB, right, this is quite interesting if you haven't done this before and you're a gas engineer. Now you'll notice that Vaillant have given us all these for all our wires and stuff, but they still left the red bung here, which is like the original where the cable used to go. There used to be loads of them here once upon a time. Now the reason that's on there, on the combi, so if you were just to buy this combi that's on it was still here, is because of this. So as you can see here, that little bung there, that goes in that red section there. And you take that out, you put that in, and it's done. So yeah, it makes sense. So I'm gonna actually do that now. So I remember doing it afterwards was a bit of a pig last time. So I'm gonna do that now and then do the part work. Right, good morning. Got that piped up yesterday, got a hot and cold through into that utility room bit there. I'm not sure they're going to need a hot through there, but I thought whilst I'm doing it, it's not going to hurt, is it? Just have a little one there, even if it's capped to the other side. Just means if they do end up having a sink or something like that, it's there and it's done. So one thing I want to show you quickly while I'm buzzing, I'm just putting this expansion vessel on. The reason I've put another little expansion vessel on is there's the decision that maybe they're going to have cast rads or big column rads upstairs, which means there's way more volume of water in the system, especially with all this underfloor heating. So the little 7 litre expansion vessel that's in this boiler
probably isn't going to be enough. So I've popped this on because you can't have too much expansion. It's not a thing. So it won't hurt. Now, what I'm happy with is this little brass fitting I found. Obviously, that's just a female iron there. But this is a new fitting that comes with the new... that blue bit blew off. This fitting, as you see, it goes out there, comes with like a little drain valve thing on the new Unistore Plus fittings, but I didn't end up using it, but I'm really happy I've ended up using it on this. It looks well tidy, doesn't it? Also just keeps it up as high as possible because I've got the Powertank going here, so I just want to keep that up there. But yeah, chuffed with how that's come out. Just going to tee that in there, and then that's taken care of. And then I've just got to cut some motorised valves in. Yes. And then I believe this is all done. So in case you're wondering, that's the existing gas that comes round. I mean, it was a beautiful gas run for once. Look, I even got a proper bit of 1.25 inch. There, so that comes round. So I literally only had to cut that there. Used to feed the old boiler, and I've just gone across and back up again. So it's wicked. We've got our flow coming down here. That's not another filter. A lot of people go, oh, put 2 filters on. That's a deaerator. So it gets all the micro bubbles out the system. So as that pump spins, it creates little micro bubbles, and it gets out there straight away. It's before it goes into the system and causes corrosion, because air inside the system causes corrosion. And runs down, runs across, drain off at the lowest point there, goes across, and then, as you see, tees up here and here. So these two, there's going to be one motorised valve for the downstairs heating, one motorised valve for the upstairs heating. So downstairs is underfloor heating, upstairs radiators. So that's good. We then have got the hot pipe. Hot's going to come across. Like I said, I've teed it in, come up. That's hot feed through to everywhere. We've then got the cold feed. Same thing again, teed it through for a washing machine that side. And then our return, which is going to come up. Obviously, once I've cut that in, it's going to tee into there, cuts across there, nice and supported, fully supported in case that gets filled up, which it shouldn't, but if it does, it's really heavy, so it's super supported, and up there, and then that goes around to everywhere. So yeah, that's a little brief update, and then I'm going to crack on in here, and then hopefully today, at some point, my power tank's going to arrive, and that's going to plop there. So essentially, this feed here will go into the power tank, little 1/2 inch, and I'm going to bring 28mm right across straight into that 22 there, and then it'll be 22 into the boiler, 22 up into the thing. Obviously, I've just done 22 as far as I can. If you look on the underside here, I've gone 22, I've gone like that up into there. That's because that goes into that, like so, that filling loop there, that check valve there. But as you can see, I haven't used any of the Vaillant fittings. I've just gone straight in 22, that's 28 up to 22 there, and then 22 straight in. 22, then I put a reducer into the 15 into the boiler, and then 22 there. I've even adapted that little fitting there. I've just put a mal iron in there, 22 straight into a Mac ton. That's the PRV for the aqua store that's at the back, and then you got your condense and all the rest of it PRV this side. I'll probably just drill that PRV straight out. Yes, getting there. Right, let's crack on. So here's my little power tank. Do you know what? I put that order in 2 days ago. They've built it and delivered it. Fantastic service from Pedrolo Distribution up in Lichfield. So good. Anyway, let's get this in. It's crazy headache. I don't know why. We're getting there. It's the last bit of the stills going in. So this is where I'm up to. I'm waiting. They delivered this, as you saw, but he said that they've got this new flexible fitting that comes out of that, and I was assuming that it'd be delivered with this one, but he was like, oh no, I'll get it out on a delivery feed today. But then when I rang him today, I said, any odd chance of knowing when it's going to turn up? And he was like, oh, it's out today, it'll be delivered pre 10 a.m. tomorrow. So that's that. But for the minute, what I've done, because I just wanted to give them heating and hot water, because they've been without for like 2 nights while I've been doing all this. So I've just temporarily put the cold main on there, and then obviously filled up all the boiler, everything else. I've cut all these valves in except for obviously the underfloor heating, which is going to be that one there. And yeah, I've made it as idiot proof as possible. Every valve there, every pipe there's got a valve on it and a drain cock above it, so you can maintain it. Basically, my mate, he can do a little bit of plumbing. So I've just made it super easy for him. So if he wants to turn the cold off everywhere, he can turn it off and then drain it out. Same with the hot there, you can do the hot off. Then it's just a return of flow, and obviously the flow to the manifold. The return into the manifold is on a T up there. I've even put a little lever valve behind there for him, so it's nice and easy. But tomorrow, yeah, I've got this PFAS filter. I'm trying to work out, I'm going to try and squeeze it there if I can with some nice fittings and make it look a bit tidier, so it's like the back there. Also, the little drain point will be above that, so hopefully you might be able to drain into that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to get that up on there, because obviously what I've got to do is go into that, feed this other pipe that I've put in. That's going to be a kitchen sink feed. It's going to go that way now, after speaking to Adam, and then we're going to go down. It's going to feed the power tank, but obviously I need a bypass. So if this was off, you could do some lever valves and basically get it on just on the main without it going through the power tank, but through the filter, obviously. So yeah, that was that. I've got this bit of condense up. For the minute, I've just got to do this PRV in the morning, just everything in importance order, and I've run out of 1.25" pipe, so that just stops there, as you can see. So that's going to carry on and feed that overflow over there. But yeah, that is it. It's all getting there, up and running. Main thing is I've connected the flow and return onto the existing flow and return. It was old Imperial, like all the fittings are pulling out, and it seems to be holding pressure, which is great. So got that. I've got the I'll show you this upstairs. Do you know what? I've been purging for ages. I want to actually get this up and running. I'll test some of the reds out. Let's go about 55. Let's see how to get on there. That's the hot water at 50, I'll do. Right, upstairs, clean all this mess up. What I've done, cylinder's still in but disconnected, priorities and all that. What I've done, look at this whole wardrobe door. It's funny. Ooh. That's the old shower pump. So what I did, I just linked it together, as you can see. Just there to there, same with that one, from there to there. And we managed to, see that goes downstairs. I found out, quite tricky, I'll show you, that feeds that shower there. But what we wanted is, oh dear. So this bathroom is out of use. So it's completely dead in here because all the waste, because he's doing the extension, all the wastes don't go to anywhere. So this isn't being used. So this is all dead. But what they're doing in a minute is living in this room. So this is their bedroom. And then this is the ensuite. So found a couple of pipes in here. Now annoyingly, got hot and cold, so they've got a shower again tonight. The bath's not working because I know that pipe work comes through the garage and up, so that's not working. But I thought it would go to this toilet, but the toilet doesn't work. That's on another pipe, so I've got to investigate that and try and get that, because it would be nice to have a flushing toilet for him. So that's that. And then let's see how they're getting on with the stills. Doing well. Got that last beam to go in. Look at this. Let's have that. Bolted it all together. Look at that. I got the last bit. Getting there? Woo!
Who gets you two?
Yeah. So that was that hot and cold up there. I found a little tiny knob there to connect onto.
You've got a tiny knob.
I've got a little tiny knob that I've managed to connect onto, and that's giving you all the warmth in the world, ads. So that's that, but I think there's a toilet feed. It's not that, that's the hot going over. But I think this is what it's like. Look, they've just, these pipes have popped up and then I've just connected up temporarily. And that's the lever valve for the underfloor heating manifold. But yes, somewhere in there I think is a toilet feed. So we'll see if we can tap into that at a later date. But the main thing is they've got heating and hot water, which is nice. Coming through, yeah, it's starting to warm up. Lovely. So that was the old flow and return. It was an old Imperial to metric cup. And you see, I've just bung a bit of X800 in there as well, just to help it out a little bit. It's getting dark this time of year, isn't it? Not looking forward to cleaning this mess up tomorrow. But yeah, that's that for tonight. It's all up and running, which is good. And yeah, tomorrow I can come back, I can fit that, get the filter on, have a good tidy up, get the PRV out, connect the overflow up. And then I'm away Saturday for a week, but I shall come back and lag all of this and all the other bits and pieces I've probably forgotten. So yeah, right. Ta-da.